So for this video today, I'm going to be using the Karen Simply Soft. You don't have to use this brand. It is 100% acrylic and it is a weight 4. It suggests you use a size 5mm or an 8 hook. It's all the same. I'm going to be using this hook by Boy today. It's a G size. 6 and it's a 4.25mm. It's just a little bit smaller, but I thought the 5mm was a little bit too big. So the two colors I'm using are the gray and white for the stripe. And the gray is called Gray Heather and the white is just called White. So to get started, we're going to take the gray and we're going to make a slip knot. So I'm just taking it, I have the end tail right here, and I'm just crossing them over, and then whichever string is over, you're going to bring that one under the loop, hold on to the tail, and then pull that through. Okay? So I'm going to take my slip knot and I'm going to chain 37. This is for well, we're going to start with the back, but this is for like a size small or an extra small. Okay, so I chained my 37 stitches, and now the next row is just going to be a double crochet row without any decreases or increases or anything. And again, this is the back that we're starting with. I wanted to make this all one piece. I really don't like having to weave in my ends. And a lot of tutorials show starting from the crotch going up the back, because increasing does look prettier in my opinion than decreasing, but we can make it work. So I have the 37 chains and I'm going to chain 2 because it's a double crochet, yarn over, and I'm going to go back 2 stitches into that 37th stitch, go through it, pull through once, wrap my yarn, wrap again, and then I'm going to go through the last 2, so I'll show you that again. I'm going to wrap my yarn, and then I'm going to go through the next one, pull through the yarn, wrap my hook again, pull through 2, wrap my hook again, and then pull through the last 2. Okay, and you're going to do that all the way across, and then I'll meet you over here. Okay, so this is the 37 chains double crocheted, right? And I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to flip my work over to the back side. Also, the way I grab my yarn is a little different. I just want to show you in case anyone has any questions. I hook it with my pinky, kind of wrap it around, pull my hand so the back is facing me, and then I pick it up with my index finger so that there's a little bit of tension. So I pick it up with my pinky, wrap my hand face down, grab it with my index finger, and it's pretty good tension. This yarn is a bit annoying to use because it is acrylic, and it's not a tightly wound yarn, so your needle can go through, your hook can go through each, I forgot what they're called, each layer that is spun together. It's a bit annoying, but it happens with the Karen Simply Soft yarn. Okay, so now we are going to start our decreases. These first 2 rows are going to be gray, and then we will alternate into the white. So I'm just going to show you how to decrease. So I chain 2, flip my work, and in this first hole right here, you can see, not the big one, there's 3, so the top one. I'm going to wrap my hook, I'm going to pretend like I'm going to do a double crochet, I'm going to go through that first chain, I'm going to pull through the yarn, wrap my hook again, pull through 2. Sometimes you get a little bit left from the other 2. Okay, so you have 2 on your hook. You're going to wrap it again. You're going to go into the next chain. So this one right here. You're going to go through. You're going to pull through some yarn, wrap your hook again, pull through 2, and then pull through the 3. Okay? And that's your decrease. So then you're going to just double crochet all the way across until you reach the last 2, and don't forget there is this last chain right here. It looks like it's not part of these chains because it kind of drops off, but that is your last chain right there that you're going to crochet into. So I'm going to double crochet across and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so I made it to the last 2 on my project, the last 2 chains, sorry. So this is what it basically would look like with the 2 double crochet rows in gray. So I'm going to show you one more time how you're going to decrease. So you're going to wrap your hook, go into the second to last chain on your project, going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over again, pull through 2. Okay, you're going to yarn over, go in that last chain right here. It's a little difficult to see on camera. So you're going to yarn over again, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through the remaining chains on your hook. And this is just how I do a double crochet decrease. I've looked it up. Many people have their own different ways. I'm not sure what's the best way, but this is just how I do it. I think it gives it a nice edge. Okay, so now I'm going to chain 2, flip my work over, and I'm going to repeat that decreasing in the first 2 and the last 2 chains whilst I am double crocheting in the middle between those. So actually right now I'm going to switch to the white yarn or the other yarn color that you want to use. So I'm going to take out my hook and I'm going to start with my white. I'm just going to cut this part off. Okay, and it's really simple to change colors. Again, this is just how I do it. I'm not sure what the professional way of doing it is. So this is the end of the white yarn right here. So that's going to kind of go behind the work. The end of the other color that I'm using under the work so that it just kind of gets crocheted into everything. Okay, so I'm going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and you're going to have to make sure that everything's tight. So pull on that first color that you use a little bit. Then I'm going to yarn over again, go through the second, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last ones. And you will have like a kind of gray first stitch, but I just pull it pretty tight and you can't really see it. You might need it for your next row anyway, so just leave it, I guess, a little bit there. Or you could also, if I take that out, I just undo those 2 chains that I did. I believe it should work okay if we just chain starting with the white. So I'm going to put the end behind my work, and I'm going to just pull through one, and then holding the two together, the end and the working yarn, holding them together, I'm going to just yarn over again with both of them and pull through, just so that it gets secured onto your work. And then I'm going to go through the first chain, pull through, yarn over again, pull through two, yarn over, go into the second chain on your work, yarn over, pull through, yarn over again, pull through two, yarn over again, and then pull through the rest on your hook. Okay? So then your first stitch is going to be white and not the gray color, so it doesn't get all mixed up. And then if it kind of looks large right here like mine does, I'm just going to go on the back and pull that end string a little bit, and it should tighten it up. So now I'm just going to double crochet across, and then I'm going to do the decrease on the last two. Okay, so I made it to the end of this row. I did the double crochets across in white, and I was thinking it might be a little too thin of a stripe to just do one row, so I'm going to do 2 rows of each color. I started the gray off the 2 rows because it just went with the pattern that I created, but yeah, I'm going to do 2 and 2 of each one. That way you don't have to change the yarn too much, and you don't have a lot of like tails that you have to weave in. I'm just going to show you how to do the decrease on the last part of this row. So I'm going to yarn over, go through the second to last chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, then you're going to yarn over, go into the last chain on the work, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 3. Okay, and then you're going to chain 2, flip your work over. You're not going to really see this coming together. It kind of just looks like a bump right now, but I promise it'll start coming in the sides, maybe in the next row. Okay, so again, you're going to yarn over, go into the first chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through the last 3 on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over and double crochet until you get to the last 2 stitches, and you're going to do, like I said, alternating every second double crochet row. So you're going to have 2 gray, 2 white, 2 gray, 2 white, and so on until you have 7 stitches left. Okay, and I have one that's 7 stitches in the middle, so this is the back panel right here. I'm just going to come all the way down to these 7 stitches, and that will be the crotch panel. So I will meet you guys back here when I get there. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of a tip when you're using 2 or more colors in your work. So I've left everything attached so far so that I don't have to weave in a bunch of ends at the end. And you can see I'm just taking the next color very loosely up to where my next stitch is and just chaining. Then I'm also going to give it a little bit of a tug so that none of the stitches get too tight, and when you wear it, it's more comfortable. Okay, so here I got down to these 7 stitches that will be the crotch panel. So I'm literally just going to chain 2 and then double crochet across 6 times. So it's going to be 6 rows. you will double crochet 2, and then you will chain 2, flip your work, double crochet 2 in the first stitch, and repeat that whole process again until you reach 37 stitches across, or however large you need it to be to fit your backside. Okay, so this is what your finished work will look like without the mesh or the side panels. And you should also single crochet across the entire perimeter of the work. I forgot to mention that earlier though. So do ignore these chains that I have right here. It didn't really work out in the end. So right where I'm starting, this is actually the front. You can start with either side. You're just going to single crochet across the entire work. And again, ignore the chains that I did at the end because it didn't really work out as I thought it would. So here I'm just showing you how to do the mesh. So you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to go, I guess, 4 stitches away, or if you actually do it on the end like you should, just go into the second from the last chain on your work. And you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over again, pull through. So you're going to do a double crochet, and then you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to skip 1 stitch and then go into the next stitch like you see here. Okay, and so this is me just crocheting the mesh stitch all the way across, and you're going to do it, like I said, all the way across until you reach the end of the work. And again, just forget about these chains that I have because they don't help at all. Quick, so I chain 2, going to flip my work over, and this is the right side. Looks a little bit prettier. So I'm going to, I chain 2 and I wrapped my yarn, and I'm going to go to this first stitch, or this first double crochet stitch, and there's a little bit of a hole like right there. That's where you're going to go into. You're going to double crochet in that hole, or in that chain. Okay, so double crocheted, and then I'm going to chain 2, yarn over, go into the next one, okay, and then I'm going to chain 2, yarn over, double crochet into the next one, and so on and so forth. So again, you're going to do this for the front and back. It's 12 crochets, single crochet across, 12, and then you're going to do the mesh stitching. So this is what my finished work looks like. I should have made a few more rows of this mesh to make it more high-waisted, but yeah, I thought it came out really good. And I also just have to weave in some ends, so don't mind those, they're still sticking out everywhere. And to tie the sides together, you can either just cut a really long piece of yarn, or you can single crochet about 100 chains and just weave it through the little mesh squares, and you'll be all set. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment below on what you want to see next. Thanks guys! See you next time!